Hey guys, so today we got a very exciting package. I put these on the back of my review station for today, these little GameStop display boards, just because I think it'd be a bit crowded, and people have commented about it a bit. So this is a package, and if you don't know what's in here, I don't know why you clicked on the video. Just kind of gotta slice this box open real quick. And alright, let's see here. Ah, perfect.
Slinky and Turtle have a very important message for you guys. That there is going to be brand new merchandise.
So, I have all three of the new figures in the FNAF Ruin line. We've got Ruined Eclipse, or just Eclipse as the figure says, Ruined Chica, and Ruined Roxy. All right here. So, very exciting. Much earlier than I thought they were going to get here. I seriously did not expect them to be here this soon, but hey, I mean, last video I said it'd be a while. I guess it was not a while, so okay. And I guess I'm going to go in order from, I don't know, least excited to most excited. So I guess I'm going to go with Eclipse first. Nothing against Eclipse. I think he's a fine character. He just wasn't that prominent in Ruin, so I don't really have that much of an attachment to him. But yeah, let's start off with Eclipse here. So let's go to the box here. You can see it says FNAF Ruin right there. Security Breach Ruin right there. Let's put my camera up a bit. Security Breach Ruin. Not really much design going on. The back side, it's got a bit of a purple tint as opposed to the original red tint that the original Ruin boxes had, or Security Breach boxes. So that's neat. Still sucks that there's only 3 figures. I mean, they could have done like Glamrock Bonnie or the Mimic if they wanted. Like, I get certain characters because they're missing limbs, but like Glamrock Bonnie and the Mimic would have been super popular, and they're also like, they'd work perfectly fine. So I don't know why they didn't make anything like that, but oh well, maybe in the future. Probably not, because Funko doesn't have the, I don't know if they're gonna have the license to make figures anymore. I hope they will. Like, I hope Funko still has the right to make figures, and then Funko and Jazzwares could just work at the same time, but I really don't see Funko continuing action figures after this wave, which is a shame. And here is Eclipse next to the original Security Breach boxes, just for a little reference there. Very, very similar design-wise, just, you know, this Ruin one's a lot more barren because there's less figures. Like, look, we got a lineup of like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 figures here, and then we only got that many here. Like, okay. But oh well, I suppose we should get him open, so let's just like rip into this. I'm not saving the box. I'll buy another one anyway to have in box, so I don't really care about this. Alright, here we've got Eclipse out of the box. Oh, I gotta cut the zip ties. Hold on. Alright, here is Eclipse out of his box, and they were not playing around when it came to the detail on these figures. Like, this is absolutely crazy looking. The amount of detail he has. Like, you can see all the detail in the endoskeleton and the cracks of the moon face and the sun face. There's just so much work put into the sculpt here, and sorry. There's so much work put into the sculpt here. Gosh, that was a terrible sneeze to do on camera. But, you know, it's very detailed. Like, you could see all around here that there's, like, every individual, like, little crack and everything is sculpted in. Most of it is actually painted. They put a lot of work into actually painting this thing. The effect there of the moon pants going into the sun pants there is pretty cool. You got his shoes there and everything. The dirt washing on his face could be a bit stronger. I know he's not nearly this clean in game. Fingers look pretty good. His hands are kind of got a weird like curve to them. I don't know if they're supposed to be like that, but his fingers look a bit like scrunched together, if that makes sense. Yeah, but like the fading in, like the airbrushing with the, I don't know if it's airbrushing or what, but like the fading in with the blue on the arm here looks great. You can see the circuit board on the back of his head, similar to the original Sun and Moon figures. Speaking of which, here's him next to the Moon figure. You can see they're basically the same size, which was expected, but you could see much less vibrant, which is fitting. Detail is definitely like just like less vibrant, less brightly colored, which makes sense. And I think this is probably I don't know if it's the best of the 3. I still think Moon is probably the best of these figures, but Eclipse is, well, Moon's probably my favorite, but objectively, I think Eclipse is definitely the winner here. Alright, so now that we've got Ruined Eclipse out of the box, or just, I keep calling him Ruined Eclipse because of the U2s. The U2s calls him Ruined Eclipse. I suppose we could compare him to the U2s, actually. Let me get that. Alright, so, not to discredit the U2s, I think the U2s still did a very, very fine job. Like, this is a good figure still, and I can't really complain about it. This is great, but this is definitely way more detailed, which fits the style better, but, you know, much more detail on the Funko one. U2s, I never really realized this, but I think U2s always gets the neck wrong on these, like, their neck does not attach there. I always forget that they do that, but yeah, Funko's much more accurate and more detailed, so pretty cool here. Although I will say, I do kind of like the shade that they use for Sun's side of the face on the U2s better. I think U2, the Funko one is much too bright, and like this one's a lot darker, and I think it looks nicer. Alright, so we got Ruined Eclipse all right here, and now we can open up Ruined Chica. I suppose she should be next. I think that this figure is definitely the most detailed of the three. This one looks crazy, so I'm very excited to see it out of the box. Box is identical to Eclipse's, which was expected, but yeah. And now let's get her open. Just rip that right open. And here's the figure. So let's cut her out with zip ties that they always put in here for some reason. Alright, now let's get her out. Alright, so here we've got the Ruined Chica action figure, and wow. Like, just wow. This is easily, like, the most accurate, detailed figure that Funko has ever made. I genuinely believe that. This looks basically exactly like she is in the game. Maybe the head's a bit big, but, like, she looks basically perfect. I mean, I seriously can't really pinpoint any, like, real, like, issues with it. She's super detailed on, like, basically every part of her body. Every crack and everything is specifically, like, sculpted. The endo arm here, all the cheese that's, like, melted looks really gross and good. Like, the missing arm here, I wish they gave her an accessory to make up for the missing limb, but oh well. She has an arm swivel, or a hand swivel, head moves and everything. The foot has the little joint sculpted in, but it doesn't actually move or anything. But yeah, the trash bag in her stomach is fully detailed there. My camera hates focusing. Yeah, the trash bag looks great. You can see, like, all the cheese in the endo on the foot is nasty. That's awesome. I am impressed. You can even see, like, basically most of the Glamrock endo head inside of her, like, it's fully sculpted. And it's even, like, hollowed out. Like, that's so cool that they just fully, like, sculpted the Glamrock. It makes me want a Glamrock endo figure from Funko. I know they're capable of it. I see it right here, but, you know. And to show just how good this is, let's put her next to the original Chica figure. Can you, like, do I even need to say anything? Do I need to say anything? Like, the hand size, like, the tiny little hands on this one. The eyes look so much better. The face sculpt is just generally better. They definitely reused bits of the mold from this figure, but it's so, like, drastically re-sculpted that I don't even really care that they reused the mold. Like, yeah, the body in this figure was like, fine. It was mainly the head that was the issue, and they completely re-sculpted the head. So, there's not really much to complain about with that. Like, this was garbage. This figure is garbage. This is a trash, garbage, awful, terrible looking figure, and this just proves that even more. Like, seriously, this is some of Funko's best work. This is amazing looking. And because of her, like, being so thin and everything, she poses extremely well, compared to most Funko figures. Like, her head moves around all around and stuff like that, so you could definitely get some cool poses out of that one. Same with Sun and Moon here, or Eclipse, but, you know, definitely not as much because his design is just a bit more restrictive, but yeah. I do think, now that I see it, look at him, I think his hands might be a bit small on Eclipse. because the Sun and Moon's hands are definitely much bigger, but it's the tiny deal. It doesn't really matter that much. Chica is looking fantastic. This is a great figure. No waist swivel, though. That is something that the original figure had, and does Eclipse have it? Eclipse does have a waist swivel. So Eclipse has a waist swivel. All the other Security Breach figures have waist swivels. Chica here does not. At least not that I can see. It does make sense, though, because there's kind of like cracking there. It wouldn't even, like, there's not really a good place to put a waist swivel on this figure, but yeah, she does not have one. So a bit more limited in that department. All right, so now we got Ruined Roxy. Box, same deal as the other ones, although I think it is a bit thicker than the other boxes to make room for her hair. But yeah, basically the same as the other boxes. Not really much to say. Let's get her open. Tear this open right here. Awesome. All right. Oh, also room for her tail. That's probably why the box is bigger too. She has a tail. I always forget she has a tail because it's so small. But yeah. So here is Ruined Roxy, and she immediately off the bat feels the most stiff out of the figures here. Like, her joints are a lot more like stiff feeling. That could be a good or a bad thing depending on who you ask. She definitely didn't fall apart on her way out of the package like the other ones did. What? She has a foot swivel? Did Chica have that? She did. Oh, her leg fell off, but like, these have, like, feet swivel. I did not expect that, because the original Security Breach figures definitely didn't have that. Okay. Interesting. So she has, I immediately noticed because her foot here is just kind of, like, flopping around. But, yeah, they have a foot swivel. That's actually really cool. Funko's never done that before. They might have before on some figure that I forgot about, but I don't know. Not that I can think of. I don't think they've done that before. This endo this endo arm basically just that's cool. Very, very thin, obviously. The other arm looks good. The cracking suit around it looks awesome. You can see her claws here, which look great. Definitely aren't as scrunched up as Eclipse's hands are, so that's cool. Her face here looks awesome. It's fully hollowed out and everything. So, like, very, very well done on her mask here. And you can see, like, the hair coming out of the back and everything looks awesome. Not really any complaints with the face sculpt. She looks really, really good. Just like the other ones in the set, but yeah. You can see all the endo detail in her torso. Her tail, does her tail have any? Okay, her tail swivels around, which is neat. Funko's never really done tail articulation. It's usually just stiff there, so that's cool. Sad that it's on this figure's tail. I mean, this is probably the tail that you'd care the least about moving, but you know. You can see the back here looks great. All of the cracking and stuff on the figure looks awesome. This is genuinely just an amazing looking figure. I wouldn't say it's better than Chica. Chica probably wins in terms of detail, but this is still fantastic. This figure still looks amazing, and I really couldn't have asked for anything better from Funko. And she does have a U2's counterpart, so comparing them, sorry U2's, it looks like you've been beaten out once again. Yeah, this is awesome. Not that the U2's is bad, but you know. Yeah, she looks fantastic. I really, really like this figure. Now here we can compare her to her original counterpart, and the improvement here is insane. I literally don't think they reused any parts of the original Roxy figure. They completely resculpted her. Even the feet are different. Like, they resculpted literally everything about this figure, because it was basically unsalvaged. Look at the hair there. Look at the hair comparison. Look at that. That's just a pancake. Like, this was so bad. Like, they completely redid literally everything, unlike Chica. Chica did reuse some parts of the sculpt. This one is completely original, and it looks fantastic. Yeah, really sets it, just this comparison really sets it in place how, like, much better these are. Like, genuinely how much better. Like, this is insane, the improvement here. Like, these are some of their worst work, and these are some of their best work. And that is very, very cool, I think, at least, how much improvement they've had between Security Breach and Ruin, which is kind of similar to the actual video game. I'd say if Funko has the rights to, continue making cool Security Breach figures because they are really popping off with their recent Security Breach stuff. It's been really, really good. If they don't have the rights to make action figures anymore, make the closest thing. Make statues of stuff from this. Make more cool statues. Make pop figures. I'm excited for the Ruin Pops. There's a lot of cool stuff Funko can do, even if they no longer would have the rights to make action figures. We'll see how the license goes out and how things work, but yeah. I really hope Funko still just, like, continues to keep up this level of quality for future releases, because this is a very, very good sign for them. I'm excited to see where they go from here, because, man, I wouldn't have expected in a million years that these figures would be this good. Like, I was fully, like, I was hoping that they would be good. I was very, very hopeful for these, but I wasn't this hopeful. Like, this is on another level. So, final consensus on these figures, buy them. Absolutely amazingly done. Couldn't recommend them enough. These are some of the best FNAF figures you can possibly buy. Go get them when you can. I don't know if they're actually out yet properly, but you know, when they show up in stores and they're common, go get them.